Friends, have you ever wondered what our world would look like if World War III actually happened one day? Today's story will answer that question for you. So let's start in America, where there's just widespread devastation because World War III has ended. Russia won it, but all other countries lost everything, including America. We see isolated people, a handful of survivors who are still alive, or maybe not because radiation has spread everywhere. We even see its effects on a cat whose fur has all fallen out, and it's now a feral cannibal, eating human flesh to satisfy its hunger. But then, an arrow suddenly strikes it, killing it instantly. This arrow was actually shot by Eli, who is probably the sole survivor in this world. He's completely covered, understanding what this radiation can do. After the cat dies, he takes it with him. With his every step, we witness the devastation of this world, a consequence of a few leaders' actions. Silence reigns everywhere. There's no sign of humans or their kind. Amidst this, Eli spots a car. When he opens its door, its driver is now just a skeleton, which makes him feel bad. This person was probably going somewhere but succumbed to hunger and thirst. After walking a short distance, he sees a house that's in decent condition. He goes inside. There was a terrible smell, and following it, he finds a hanging corpse. This was probably the homeowner who took his own life. Eli really liked the man's boots, so he takes them off and puts them on himself. Then he cooks and eats the cat, cleans his gun, cleans himself, and then peacefully listens to music on his AirPods. But when morning came, he saw that his AirPods battery was dead. Anyway, he starts his journey again, but this is nothing new for him because he's been doing this every day. What else can a lone person do? After walking a short distance, he finds a helpless woman asking for help, but Eli knows it's a trick. There are other people hiding nearby, and he tells them to come out because he's well aware of their schemes. Hearing this, everyone comes out, and their leader approaches Eli and says, "Give me everything you have, or it'll be really bad." Saying this, he gives him a slight shove. Eli, seeing this, tells him, "If you do that one more time, you'll lose your hand." But the leader was stubborn. He shoves him again, and Eli, not to be outdone, cuts off his hand. Seeing this, the cannibals attack him. But here we witness Eli's capability and understand why he's been able to survive here for so long among these cannibals. He kills them all and calmly moves on. He sees some men harassing a couple, but Eli tells himself it's not his business. He has to keep moving because the journey is still very long. Slowly traversing desolate paths, he finally reaches a town where everyone stares at Eli strangely, as if he's from another world. They actually can't believe anyone survived outside this town. That's what they have always thought. Meanwhile, when he goes to a shop, the shopkeeper points a gun at him. But Eli explains that he hasn't come to cause any harm. Still, the shopkeeper doesn't lower his gun, so Eli, in one swift motion, takes the gun from him and then gives it back. He just wants to show that if he wanted to kill him, he would have done it long ago. Here, he just came to charge his battery. Hearing this, the shopkeeper asks what he'll get in return. Eli gives him some tissue paper and a pouch of sauce. The shopkeeper agrees. Just then, Eli notices some bikers outside. These are the same people Eli saw harassing that couple yesterday. They've actually come to their boss with some books, but none of these are the book their boss is looking for. He's actually searching for the Bible, but he can't find it anywhere. What you heard just now might be shocking, and it was to us too. Eli then gives a small bottle of shampoo, which makes him happy. He tells him that he can go to the bar and drink anything he wants. No one will stop him. Just then, we see Eli. He's also in the same bar, where he trades his gloves and a lighter for water. Seeing this, the owner sends a girl named Suhara to get him water. During this, a cat walks on Eli's belongings, so he shoves it away, which the owner doesn't like. When Eli sees that guy, he recognizes him as the one who kills innocent passersby. That's why Eli tells him he doesn't want any fight, but the man is in the mood to fight. So what? Eli first takes him down, and then his men, in the blink of an eye. Suhara is also shocked, wondering how he killed so many men, but the boss sends more men to capture Eli and brings him to himself. He's actually quite impressed by Eli's abilities. That's why he tells him, "I have everything now, food, water, a place to sleep, but I want to make my town even bigger, and for that, I need people like you. So come with me." But Eli flatly refuses. He's not a goon. Hearing this, the boss gives him time to think tonight because he doesn't want to let him go so easily. Now, after he goes to his room, a woman named Marlena follows him. She was blind. She actually came to bring him food and water. Eli asks her how long she's been blind. She replies, "Since childhood." Eli shows her respect, which makes her very happy because no one had ever shown her respect here before. She goes and tells the boss that she doesn't think he'll work for him because he has no greed. Hearing this, the boss says he will work because now he'll send Suhara to him. As soon as Marlena hears this, she starts pleading with him because Suhara is her daughter. She doesn't want anything to harm her, but the boss wasn't going to listen. He sends her, and when Suhara gets there, she starts trying to seduce him. But Eli tells her to leave because he wants to sleep. However, Suhara desperately pleads with him, saying she can't go back because if she does, they'll beat her mother badly. So please, she'll sleep on the floor tonight. She promises not to bother him in any way. Eli agrees, but then she sees a book near Eli and immediately hides it. This sparks her curiosity about what kind of book it is. Suhara tries to ask many times, but he doesn't tell her. After this, she asks him some questions, like where they get their water from. Suhara says she will definitely answer his question, but first he has to tell her about that book. This time too, Eli says nothing and sits down to eat. But before eating, he prays to God, which makes Suhara feel a bit strange, because they never do anything like that. Is the book Eli has the Bible? If so, why doesn't he give it to people? Because before the devastation, it was their holy book. But what happened suddenly? In the morning, Suhara is having breakfast with her mother and prays during that time, but she doesn't know how to complete it. The boss, Carrie, knows what's said at the end. Now he also knows that the man has that book he's been looking for a long time. That's why he asks Suhara if she has any book, and she denies it. Carrie is convinced, and that's why he starts hurting her mother in front of her, forcing Suhara to admit that, yes, she has a book with a leather cover and a cross on it. Hearing this, Carrie immediately sends his men to Eli's room, but he's already gone to the same shop to get his battery. But when he steps out, Carrie's army stands before him, with Carrie among them, who tells him, "I know you have the Bible. Give it to me so I can give people hope, motivation, and tell them what to do next." But Eli knew that Carrie would distort this Bible and instill such fear in people that they would start considering him their God. And friends, this is a way to control people. When people have lost everything, make yourself God by telling them lies. And that's why he refused, having thought all this. But now Carrie got angry, so he ordered his men to attack him. Gunfire erupted from all sides, but Eli was not backing down. He shoots everyone. Carrie also gets shot in the leg. His companions immediately take him inside. But now Richard is in front of Carrie, telling him to let him go because he knows Eli's a good person and doesn't kill anyone without reason. Eli leaves, but after walking a short distance, he hears a girl's voice from behind. When he turns, it's Suhara, insisting on going with him because her mother said she's safer with him, but Eli refuses. Then Suhara asks him if he'll keep her with him if she shows him the place where they get water. Eli agrees, and then both go to the place from where water goes to the entire town. But that was also occupied by Carrie's men. That's why he first kills all the men standing outside, then goes inside, stores some water and a little more. But he cleverly locks Suhara inside because he knows that where he's going, it's not safe for her to be there. He also explained this to Suhara. Meanwhile, Carrie is getting treated. He tells his men to get ready because now they'll go after Eli. But Richard, his most trusted man, tells him not to do that. Why is he so obsessed with a book for no reason? Carrie replies that that book can actually change the whole world. So Richard makes a deal with him. If he catches Eli, Suhara will be his forever, which Carrie agrees to. But now Suhara has come out of that place. She's just wandering on an empty road, but then she sees a woman crying for help. Suhara goes to her, but the woman tells her to leave. Actually, friends, this was a trick, and Suhara has fallen into it because two men come and grab her and start doing bad things to her. But then Eli arrives and shoots an arrow that goes straight through the cannibal's private parts. In the end, Suhara thanks him. But after they leave, Carrie's men arrive, who figure out where he's going. On the other side, Eli and Suhara stop at a place to spend the night. During that time, Eli was reading the same Bible. Seeing this, Suhara asks if he reads it every day. He says yes. Then she asks him why people are so crazy after it. Eli explains here that this war actually happened because some big people thought they were greater than God, greater than the Almighty. That's why they created hatred against all religions among people like us, after which everyone started killing each other. In this way, all countries fought among themselves and brought the world to this state. I didn't do anything like that because I was convinced that the fault lies with humans, not religion. Everyone burned all the holy books of all religions. Only the one I have is the last one left, and I'm taking it towards the north. I'm confident that there will be some people there who will revive this book and make this world as it was before. But Carrie is moving forward with his army because he doesn't want that Bible to fall into anyone else's hands. But these two are also continuously moving. After going a short distance, they see a house in a deserted area. Maybe someone's there, but as soon as they reach its gate, they fall into a trap. In this city, friends, people have set traps everywhere. This trap was also set by an old couple, but when they saw Suhara, they called her up. But when Eli saw the cemetery behind their house, he understood that these were also cannibals. That's why both of them decided to leave there. But by then, Carrie had arrived with his men. Seeing this, Eli asked the old man if he has any weapons. The old man opens his sofa, which contains a pile of guns. Taking them, they get ready. A little later, the game of death begins. Eli throws a book, but it's actually a bomb, causing a huge explosion there. Then Carrie's army starts firing indiscriminately, killing the old couple. After a short while, they also realize that they won't survive, so they surrender. Upon coming out, Carrie tells Eli, "Give me that book." But even after all this, he doesn't give him the book because he knows the consequences. But Carrie knows very well what to do to make him give him that book. That's why he points a gun at Suhara. Then Eli is forced to give him the Bible. After getting it, he shoots Eli and takes Suhara away because he knows Eli is of no use to him now. But Suhara doesn't want to go with these people, so she puts all her effort into killing the driver, which causes the car to flip. Just then, she sees a grenade and throws it at the other car, killing some more of Carrie's men. Now those people decide to go back to their homes because they don't have any fuel left anyway. On the other side, Suhara now escapes from their clutches and returns to the same house. But Eli isn't there. Maybe he went somewhere, but is he still alive? Suhara is very worried now. She remembers that he must have gone north, so she also goes in that direction, and finally she finds Eli. She immediately puts him in her car, and they head north. Here, when Carrie opens that Bible, he finds out it has a lock. Seeing this, he immediately goes to the same shopkeeper who opens it for him, but he realizes that this is a Bible for the blind because nothing is written in it. Meanwhile, these two travel a long distance and reach a place where there are actually some people. The bridge to cross to the other side was broken, so they used a boat to get there. An old man asks them why they came here. Eli replies that he has a Bible. Hearing this, the man invites him inside and says that they have every book that can make this world as it was before, but the only thing missing was the Bible. "Bring it to me. I'll make many copies of it." Then, friends, a secret is revealed. Eli tells him that he has been blind since childhood, which was astonishing. But he has read that Bible every day for the past 30 years, so he remembers every single page in it. That's why he starts dictating to the man, who writes down every word with great understanding. Meanwhile, Carrie now calls Marlena so she can read that Bible because she knew the language of the blind. But Marlena tells him that she forgot this language a long time ago. That's why she also gives up hope that anyone will obey him because his end has come. What she said comes true in a few seconds because when Carrie looks down, the townspeople are looting his entire house, and all his men have also been killed. Seeing this, Carrie also realizes that he will also be killed. But there was someone else there who was counting his last breaths, and that was our hero, Eli, who spoke every word of the Bible until his last breath, with which a new copy of it was finally made. And now those people printed it and placed it beside the Holy Quran. This means that now they have everything with which a new beginning can happen. But religion should always be given only the importance it deserves. If you start following it more than that, it will start creating poison inside you. Then the same thing will happen as shown to us here. Eli breathed his last, and Suhara has now embarked on a journey again to pick up her mother. But this time, she is not alone. With her is God, meaning the Bible, with which this story ends here. Friends, we only understand the true meaning of God when we become helpless in every aspect. Only then do we remember Him wholeheartedly, but God always remembers His servants. From this story, we also learn that some people can be easily fooled in the name of religion, just like Carrie wanted to do, but you should not fall for such people's tricks. Well, how did you like the story? Do tell us in the comments. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.